Hello and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hi, my name's Zoe. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. I really do hope that you decide to subscribe, and if you're a current subscriber, please make sure that your bell is on, as YouTube doesn't like suggesting the kind of content I like to make. So today's video is a little bit different than my usual content. It surrounds more mental health, as you can tell by the title. I look really bad, but that is because what we are talking about today and the whole topic in general really sparked up a couple of days ago. So I am feeling drained, I am feeling sad, emotional. This might not even seem like a big deal to most people watching this video, but I am hoping by talking about my experience a couple of days ago, I am going to come across somebody who understands how I feel, and maybe they might feel the same as me. They might feel alone and like they have nobody, and I could not imagine somebody else feeling that way. So I am filming this video in hopes that it, one, helps somebody somehow, two, it makes me feel less alone talking about it, in hopes that I'll find somebody feeling the same way that I do. So please remember, if you need somebody to talk about, maybe you've experienced something similar to what I'm talking about today, please send me a message over on Instagram. I am always over there. I am talking to you guys all the time over there. Don't be afraid to talk to me or talk to anyone in that matter. Mental health is a serious thing, and if you are struggling, there are people out there that can help. It's just a case of sending a text, popping someone a DM, an email, anything. There is always somebody out there to help you. I'm first off going to start off with the things that I suffer with. I've talked about them on this channel before. I was diagnosed with postnatal depression after I had my son 2 years ago. That is something I still struggle with 2 years later, but that is not really part of today's story. Today I am talking about panic attacks, and my panic attacks stem from anxiety. I get like an extreme, overwhelming anxiety feeling, and then I just go into full-blown panic attack. Now this is something what used to occur very often when I was in high school. I had to go to the doctors about it. I had to be taught in a classroom on my own because I physically couldn't be in classes. I did my exams on my own because I was suffering with panic attacks. But in recent years it's not something that happens too often, but the one time it does happen is when I am travelling. In recent years, on the news and in TV, we hear about people getting hurt while they're out and about, whether that be by accident or whether somebody out there is purposely trying to cause hurt to people. I don't want to trigger anybody by talking about this, but in a way I do want to talk about this so I know if there's someone out there who feels the same way as me. But in recent years we see a lot about terrorist attacks, and that is something what happens all over the world. It is caused by people who want to cause hurt to other people and people's families. It's such a sad thing to happen, and it's something that I worry about on a daily basis, and that is why I get panic attacks when I am travelling, because I am worried that I'm going to be involved in something like that. And of course I've got children at home, and I extremely worry. It's not a case of a passing thought in my brain when I get onto public transport. It is more extreme than that for me. It is just a crazy sort of obsession of anxiety in my mind. It's the only way I can explain it. It goes crazy in my mind anytime that I get on public transport. I would get on a public transport and I would feel that somebody's going to cause that hurt, and I would get off the transport. But in recent days I went on holiday, going there on the train, I was absolutely fine. I was absolutely fine. No issues at all, did not feel anxious, and like I said, it doesn't happen as often now, but on the way back I don't know what was different. The day itself was stressful, so I think that is like key in the whole situation. When I was on the way to my holiday, I felt like I was excited, I wasn't thinking about all them sort of things, but coming home we were missing trains, and then because we missed trains my mum was playing overdrive, like, is the world trying to tell us something? And when I got onto the last train coming home, I don't know what came over me. They were speaking on the tannoys, saying if you see something suspicious, do this, that, the other, and obviously my brain has ran with it, even though that's a common occurrence anyway, because they want you to look out for these bags. My brain has ran with it and I went into full-on panic mode. So I went on this train journey to sit in a carriage. We sat down. As soon as the train started to move, I was like literally picking up everything. I could smell everything. I could hear everybody's conversations in my ear, and I was going on a little bit of overdrive. My partner Dave was with me and he's never seen me actually have a panic attack, I don't think, because I try and keep things to myself if I'm at home, and I was going to have a panic attack, I would be in a different room. It sounds so silly, but he has never seen that. So I told him, I was like, I'm going to the toilet, and I could feel myself getting all flustered. And I sat outside this toilet and I sat on the seat outside and I was rubbing my face, I was getting sweaty, and I could feel it coming over me. And I felt like I couldn't sit in the seat that we'd picked. I felt like I had to move. So I went back to Dave and I was like, oh, can we sit in the other carriage because I feel sick, I need to be close to the toilet. And he's like, right, okay. And he knew it was strange, and I literally busted through the carriage doors and sat down and was starting to have a panic attack. I couldn't breathe. I had a face mask on and I whipped the face mask off. I know it's not the best thing in a pandemic, but I physically felt like I was dying in that moment. I felt like I couldn't get no air in. I was crying, I was shaking, I was banging my head on the table nearly. I was like down and up because I genuinely had a fear that I was going to die. So one thing that I find in general when you suffer with panic attacks in public is very few people will actually ask if you're okay, if you need a bag to breathe in, if you want them to go and do something, or maybe just, you know, trying to help in general. Now I know sometimes when you're having a panic attack you don't want people near you, you don't want people to interfere, you just want to get through the panic attack. But it is nice for people to obviously offer that support and that kindness, and after we are done with the panic attack, I suppose, I don't know how to phrase that, we are so thankful that people do step forward and do try to help in some form of way. But now I find that there is a pandemic. People do not want to be near other people. People don't want to go near other people who are acting in such a way. They are so scared that they're going to catch the virus off the next person that it's even harder to find people who will actually reach out and give you some sort of help. And it's harder to see people these days actually ask if you're okay. Now when I was having my panic attack and I busted through into the next carriage and sat down and was in full-blown panic attack, there was a lady sat across the way who had seen me sit down, saw that I was distressed, and she asked if I was okay. And she knew straight away that I was having a panic attack because she said her daughter gets the same things as well, and she asked if she could pray with me, which I thought was strange because I don't personally go to church or read the Bible or pray to a God. I would very rarely do anything like that. That does not mean I would degrade or shame somebody else for having a religion, because at the end of the day that is their lives and their beliefs, and I would never do anything to be against someone's beliefs. So if someone wants to pray for me, I'm going to say yes. I'm not going to say no, you can't do that, because I'm not religious. I'm not that way inclined at all. And she sat there and read this prayer, but it wasn't your typical sort of prayer, I suppose. The words that she just said were really calming and relaxing, and by the end of her prayer I was no longer breathing heavily, trying to get breath or crying. I was a lot more calmer, and I don't know if it was the way she spoke her words or the things she was saying, but she really helped calm me down. And I feel like we need more people in the world that are like that. She then talked to me afterwards about how I was feeling, what things, you know, triggered it, and told me that obviously her daughter suffered with the same things, and it really made me feel like this woman understood how I was feeling. Now Dave was in a little bit of shock and didn't know what to do, but having that woman come and sit next to me, despite the virus, despite the fact that I was not wearing a mask, for her to talk to me and talk me out of a panic attack was really lovely. And I don't know if I'll ever see that woman again in my life, but if I did, I would definitely go to coffee with that lady and thank that lady, because I honestly in that moment felt like I was dying. And I feel like we need more people who are willing to ask if you're okay, because it seems like in today's society we can all talk on social media and be mental health advocates and preach about suicide prevention, but when it actually comes down to the nitty-gritty, day in the life, things that happen for us that suffer with mental health, it seems like people back away and don't help at all. And I suppose that is the point of this video. I want people to be able to walk up to the next person, whether there's a global pandemic or not. Of course, be safe. If you feel like you have to stand 2 meters away and put hand sanitizer on to keep yourself clean, then that is fine. But there is nothing wrong with asking somebody if they're okay, or if they need any help, or if they just want somebody to talk to, because you never know what somebody is feeling when they are walking around in their day-to-day life. That person could be feeling like they can't continue, and for you to stop them and offer them somebody to talk to, a stranger who is not going to judge them, you may just save that person's life. I know with the global pandemic and the lockdown, mental health issues within people, within young people, and suicide cases have been on the rise. So it's so important at the moment that we check in on the people that are close to us, no matter if they've ever had a mental health issue or not, because that person just might need your help. Just check in with your loved ones, with your friends. If you see someone post something on Facebook or Twitter that seems a little less than their usual stuff, or they don't quite seem okay, send them a message and just ask. But honestly, just asking if somebody, I know I've said this like 10 times, I am so sorry, but just asking if somebody is okay and if they're feeling okay is the best thing you could say. Like I said at the beginning of the video, if anybody is struggling, please send me a message. I am actually part of a Facebook group what has thousands of people in there, all struggling with their own issues, going through different things. In the Facebook group we post private posts, we all post together, nobody else can see them post on your Facebook unless they are in the group, so it's a really nice private place for people to talk about how they're feeling. So feel free to join that group, it is linked down below. You will also find my social medias down below, and I reply to all messages. I'm not one of them people who get a lot of messages daily, so I am luckily able to reply to you guys who want to talk to me. So please send me a message. Don't feel scared about opening up to me. Yes, I have mental health issues, but you're in no way burdening me by talking to me. I like the conversation, and I'm pretty sure the conversation will make you feel better too. So that is all for this video. I really did just want to talk about an experience that I had a few days ago. If you did enjoy this video, despite it being quite a negative topic, please give the video a massive thumbs up, it really helps me out. Comment the word mirror down below if you made it to the end. If you've been part of this channel for a while, you know that we comment a secret word at the end of each video, and I shall see you guys in my next video. Bye.